doesn't have to end the way it does in the book. Not if we use our imaginations.
Excuse me,
said Mr. Stuffington, the bear who can be stuffier than most stuffed animals.
I heard Mrs. Emerson say the words, "the end." That means the story is over, done, finished. But,
said Wags the dog, panting eagerly.
She also said we could make up a new ending if we didn't like the one she read. I heard her. She said it. Oh, yes, she did.
I heard her say that, too. So guess what, Justice? What? I'm going to tell you what happened after the giant fell to earth. Mr. Stuffington rolled his eyes. Wags flicked his fluffy tail so fast it became a blur. And Justice? He looked even happier than Wags. So the giant was okay? Oh, yeah. Sure, he had a few bumps and bruises and some aches and pains, but he just took 2 aspirin the size of wagon wheels, which thankfully he had tucked in his pockets.
Wow, those must be some very big pockets.
Humongous, just like Hubert.
And who, pray tell, is Hubert?
The 50-foot-tall giant who just fell out of the clouds. The giant's name was Hubert? Justice was smiling again. Yes, indeedy. Fortunately for Hubert, it had rained for several days before he tumbled out of the sky, so the ground where he landed was mushy and soft. Hubert made a big impression when he hit the ground, a giant butt-shaped dent in the mud. I'm glad Hubert was okay, but what Jack did up in the clouds was wrong. He shouldn't have stolen all that golden stuff from the castle.
He had to do that. The giant is the bad guy in the story.
Says who?
The story. If Hubert is a giant, then he has to be bad. It's the law in Storyland.
I shook my head. That's what people say about me. I'm a skunk, so I must stink.
Well, sorry, Stinky, but you kinda do.
Only when I want to, Wags.
True.
Well, I think Jack should be the bad guy in our story. You're right, Justice. And guess what? What? If you think Jack was bad in the story Mrs. Emerson read, just wait until you hear what he did next.
Chapter 3 Muddy Fluddy.
Down on the story rug, Abby raised her hand. So what happened after the giant landed on his butt in the mud? Well, he got up, wiped off his pants, and paced back and forth. With every step he took, the crater grew wider. Why was he pacing? He was worried, Justice. There was no way for Hubert to climb back into the clouds. Jack had chopped down the beanstalk. There was no way for him to go home, and he knew his mother would be worried.
Too bad he didn't have a jetpack. A jetpack would have worked.
Yes, Wags, it might have.
Jetpacks do not exist. Jetpacks are not real.
They can be in our imaginations, I reminded him. But unfortunately, Hubert didn't have a jetpack, or an elevator, or a super tall ladder. So he kept on pacing and crying.
Mommy, I'm stuck down here. Mommy.
His teardrops were so big they made the mud muddier. And then, kaboom! Did another giant fall from the sky? Nope, that was thunder. It started raining hard. In a flash, the ditch flooded. Water rose to the giant's ankles. Sopping wet, Hubert climbed up the slippery slope of his huge hole. He scrambled off to a nearby barn.
Smart. That giant must have had a very big brain.
Oh, he did. But he wished he'd found a bigger barn. He had to crouch down to crawl into the one behind Jack's house. Anywho, it rained for 2 whole days and 2 whole nights. When the sun finally came out, the giant's big round ditch was filled with water. In fact, it had become a lake. And Jack's humble cottage? Well, it was worth 10 times more than before because now it was waterfront property.
This is awesome!
Jack shouted.
I'll cash in a few gold coins and a dozen golden goose eggs. That'll give me enough money to build a lakeside resort.